So today we're going to be making some copper silver 10p 2ps. Now these are the old style 10ps, so they have the lion on the back and the face is the regular one. Now the idea will be we're going to copper coat the whole lot and then we're going to take off the copper on the tail side, so we'll end up with a copper silver 10p 2p because these are almost identical size to the new 2ps. And to do it, it's quite simple. All you need is a battery, and I recommend between 3 and 6 volts. I find that works really well. Then you need a little glass beaker and some copper. Now we're going to use just some standard 15mm copper pipe, and you can see here I've sanded off the edge. That makes it, well, it kind of brings the copper to the surface and gives it more surface area. And we're going to be using sulfuric acid. Now you don't have to use sulfuric acid, you can use vinegar with some salt in it. If you look online, there are loads of different solutions you can use. I just find this really handy, and we have we have sulfuric acid around. Now this is actually slightly blue, it's normally clear, but as you can see there is some copper in there. I've been using this quite a bit, so this is practically copper sulfate. This blue colour is the colour of copper. If you ever see copper mines or copper in its raw form, it is actually blue as well. And because we're using acid, we are going to be having some sodium bicarbonate on standby, so that if there are any spillages of any acid, for example if I just spill a bit here, if there is any spillages we can just quickly neutralise it with some sodium bicarbonate there. So to start off with, let's pour the sulfuric acid in. Also, as you can see, I'm wearing gloves here, and it would be a good idea actually to put my eye protection on. Put that on there, perfect. Now, so let me just get my out. There we are, so I'm wearing gloves, goes in there, just rinse my hands off quickly. Get in some sodium bicarbonate, neutralise anything. So, when you're doing this, I find that we have to attach these electrical wires to the copper. Now I found if this is submerged in sulfuric acid, it will eat away at this. So what I'm going to do is just attach this to the top of the copper over there, and you want, actually wrong way around, my bad, you need the positive side, the red side here positive, blue on our side. That goes onto the copper, and the negative side will go onto the coin. So you literally just put that onto the coin like that, and then we pop it in the solution, and what you'll see is a load of bubbles coming by, and those bubbles, if you can see that, is basically the copper attaching itself to the coin. So we're just going to leave that for a few minutes, and I'll start the video in a second and you can see the results. So this has now been going for about 30-40 seconds, and already you can see it's completely coated. But what I'm going to do is to move the clip around, because as you can see there's a little bit there that the copper doesn't get to. So we're going to put that back in there, just wipe off some of this. There we are, and it will continue fizzing away. And this will build up a layer really slowly. It does take some time to get a really good thick layer on it. You see it stop fizzing now. And we'll come back to it again in a few more minutes. Okay, so this has been in here about 5 minutes now, so we're going to take it out. And by the way, if you are using sulfuric acid, which is pretty much battery acid, make sure you do use it in a well ventilated area. But here we go, you can see it's well and truly coated on both sides now. So we're going to take this off like that, and then push away all this, so you can see they're nicely copper coated. So what we're going to do now is to give it a quick buff up, and we'll look at it again after that. Okay, so here's the coin as it is now, and we're just going to put it under the wire wool on here on a very soft speed, slow speed and very softly, and that will basically just take off the worst of the oxide. There we go. And there you can see already a nice little copper colour. I don't know if you can see that in the light there. And on the back side, all we're going to do on here is exactly the same, but we're going to press harder. And by pressing harder, and we'll increase the speed on that a bit, that will also come up, and whereas it's now still copper, all that copper will come off, just leaving the silver side. So that's what we're going to do next, and we'll have a look afterwards. And so here's the final results. So we have the 4 10p's, like so. So one side perfectly silver and the other side perfectly copper. So that is how you make copper coated 10p's.